Hi everyone. So this evening we are here with Murphy, the guy who ran barefoot running in the forest in a recent Jungle Cross Trail Running Race 2021 from Psycho Sports. Yeah. So I'm not sure whether I'm pronouncing that correctly, but that's the name of the race for that he have joined this year, and he have ran for 10 kilometers non-stop. So I think this video will be good to share with anyone who are interested to know more about barefoot running and to know more about what he does. So we have some questions for Murphy to get started. First question, right, is we would like to ask Murphy, how did you got to know about barefoot running?
Yeah. Okay. Hey. Hi, Glenn. So this is Murphy. Yeah. So
Mm,
I run in the forest, and I've been doing barefoot running also, like without shoes and without slippers. So
mm,
yeah. How long have I been? No. How did I got to know about barefoot running? It was quite interesting actually. I have a friend. We do rock climbing together. Then
mm,
during when we go on the rock climbing outings to the outdoor place,
mm,
during our breaks, right, with other
mm,
friends, he will go and take off his shoes. Actually, he came to the place with no shoes from his house. So he'll
mm,
continue and he'll run. He'll run. He says, "Oh, I'll go for a 5 kilometer run," and he runs the Bukit Timah
mm,
trail about 5 kilometers in and coming back out,
mm,
and then that's what he does. And one day it was raining, so we couldn't climb. He says,
mm,
"Oh, we cannot climb. Let's go running, barefoot running with me." And he asked me to join him for it. And I started walking. I started going in the path, and there were rocks and sands everywhere. And I couldn't. And he was skipping along.
mm,
I could, and then I really couldn't run. I couldn't walk also. So I was just trudging along. It was really slow, and I went on for about a kilometer, and then he comes back to me and says, "Okay, maybe we should just go back."
mm.
So um, that was about 2 years ago, and then that was how I found out about someone can actually run in the forest in
Mm,
different kinds of foresty terrains with no shoes.
mm.
Yeah.
It sounds very interesting. So, yeah, and to run barefoot, in the kind of forest jungle terrain is also not easy, right? Because sometimes there are, the ground surface are rough and sharp at times. Yeah, so it definitely takes some training to be able to do it well and not get yourself hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm,
That's right. There are
mm.
many things on the floor and it's random. Of course, most of them are natural things. Yeah.
Mm. Okay, so now, right, yeah, so I think some of the people would like to know, how long would you like to emphasize more about how long have you been barefoot
Mm.
running? Because you
So
mentioned
so
2 years.
yeah. Um, I started actually trail
Mm,
running, which is like a running in forest paths.
mm,
In last year, 2020 January actually. So it has been about a year and 2 months since I started going to the forest to run. Before that, I was just running on roads and stadium tracks,
mm,
like normal, non non uh, non outdoors kind of runs.
mm,
So then that was last January 2020. Then 2 months, about 2 or 3 months later, in March 2020, I started barefoot running. So that was about, actually now it's March 2021. So it's about a year ago since I started uh,
okay.
doing barefoot in the forest. Like one day
Mm.
I just decided to try it out in um, 2020 March.
And to be able to achieve what you have done to run 10 kilometers non-stop with 2 years of training, it really takes a lot of careful training, consistent training. But before you got very active into the 2 years of barefoot running, right? Did you have you ever did any other kind of training barefoot before that?
Yeah, so um, I run. I practice running for my endurance and cardio actually. So in the past for about 10 years, I would run like a fixed distance, 2.4 kilometers of distance I'll practice maybe 2 times a week to keep my stamina up. So when I started out, it was in the university, and I just go to the stadium track to run. At the point of time, I didn't really want to wash my socks, my shoes every time I run. So one day I just decided to stop wearing shoes when I run, so that it's easier to come out to run and I don't have to wash my shoes. So for 4 years, I've been running on the track with no shoes. So before that, I was actually quite used to having no shoes when running already. Yeah. So that's cool.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds really interesting because it also takes some time of conditioning to get the foot accustomed to running barefoot as well. Okay.
Yeah, but I would say it's not really big that much of a deal, because at that point I was just running on soft stadium tracks. But at least it got me used to like how does it feel to when running with your feet touching the ground. It's quite a little bit different from having shoes, but not so difficult because the track is the stadium track was just soft cushion. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because the stadium track, like even for myself, right? Sometimes when I back in the past when I ran barefoot for a short while in a kind of soft ground like the stadium track, you can still feel like your feet will get a bit sore after some time of running. Yeah. So so to this context, it's also not easy for some people to be able to run barefoot, even on like that. Yeah, so I can say that the achievements that is really very good. It's really exceptional because you managed to run 10 kilometers non-stop barefoot in the forest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
So that's very good. So then the next question we wanted to ask, right? That some of the people would like to know is that, okay, so how did you manage to run 10 kilometers non-stop barefoot in the forest in your most recent race? How did you manage to overcome, like being able to run without stopping barefoot in the forest? Yeah.
Okay. So 10 kilometers is quite a long distance. And I'll say to when we are running barefoot in a foresty terrain, there are many different kind of things. There's tree branches, there are rock pieces, there are soil, there are mud, there are twigs around. So actually every step you take, right, you might prick, you might like poke yourself a little bit in your soles, or like a big rock poking it, and it's gonna be painful. But that said, after you get poked one time, you can actually still continue running. Just that the more you get poked, the more you have to deal with the nagging pain lasting through the entire race, entire distance you want to run. So I would say to be able, how to be able to last all the way finishing your distance, be it 5 kilometers or 10 kilometers, is that you have to be really conservative and pacing yourself to not just dash through the whole thing and thinking that your feet can take it. You have to try. So the thing is, you have to reduce your number of times you get poked in a wrong angle on your feet by a big rock. So the less on the early stage, the less you hit something painful, the more you can succeed throughout the distance without really stopping or giving up. So that's what I would say is the important concept. Be conservative early, like don't run too fast. When the going gets tough, like the rocks all on the floor, like you can slow down. Sometimes you can even actually start walking. Yeah.
Understand. Yeah. So, okay. So I think the next question that we have, right, is that uh, see, yeah, what would you say are the benefits of barefoot running?
Mm. But the benefits of barefoot running, a lot of this is what I feel. So this is what I feel. A lot of people would take up barefoot running to try to improve their um, normal running form, like maybe running in shoes or things like this. I would I would say specifically for running barefoot in the forest, right?
Mm,
In many all kinds of weird things on the floor, kind of terrain. Um, it didn't really help my running on the pavement, and also it doesn't really change the way I run with my shoes.
mm,
So I'll say I ran barefoot running because I wanted to improve my barefoot running just by itself
mm,
with no other benefits. So I'd
mm,
say in the running terms, running barefoot just improves my running ability to run barefoot in the forest.
mm. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that by itself is already can be quite practical because at times when you don't have shoes, right, or if you don't have any footwear and you need to during an emergency, you need to be able to run barefoot without hurting yourself.
yeah. It
So
could even yeah, it could maybe doesn't have to be even forest. Maybe you outside you're outside at a urban area. You might also need to walk through some run through some places without your shoes.
mm,
Yeah.
that's very very true. Mm. Okay, so then the last two questions that we have, right, is have you been criticized for barefoot running? Then if so, if you don't mind sharing with the viewers, right, what are the criticisms that you got that you're willing to share?
Okay, so I guess um, not many people does it, and not many people really have seen it, uh, or like know people who do it. So when I was running, when I always go to McRitchie to
Mm,
practice, and McRitchie also happens to be one of the most popular places where our Singaporeans go to run or walk or hike. So there are many people there. Every time I go, right, I will have comments. Many times it's like positive comments, like, "Oh
mm,
wow, wow, it's so. Oh, how are you doing it?" Like
mm,
this.
mm,
Wow, barefoot like this. Okay. Um, but I think every 3 times I go, two of the sessions I will come across someone who were like walking or running. No, usually walking, because only when walking they have time to say things. So they're walking while I'm like running, and
mm.
they say, "Oh, hey, you are running barefoot. You will get injured.
Yeah.
You cannot do this.
Mm,
You have to keep yourself safe. Why are you doing this? You should not injure yourself." Yeah, and it seems I think they're trying to give advice. Maybe they're afraid that I will get injured or that I'm trying something silly. Yeah,
mm,
so that's the kind of criticisms that usually come, that they'll say that, "Oh, why are you doing this? You will get injured." And yeah, uh, usually I just reply with, "No, no, it's okay. I'm fine." Like, then I just continue running on. And I even ask them if they want to try also.
I see. Okay. But have you ever tried to like share with them your viewpoints on why it can be beneficial and it's not what they might think that is dangerous or whatnot?
Um, for those guys who are
Yeah.
who I run past, right, I
Mm,
didn't share because I was running past and they were walking, so I don't really meet them. I
mm,
think the people I share with regarding this injury thing are people who are not actually criticizing. They're just trying to find out. Like, I'm just talking with them. They are like my friends, and they ask,
mm,
"Oh, you're doing this. Oh, how is it?" And I tell them. So they ask how is it, and then I ask them to try. They say, "Oh, no, no, I will never try it. It looks so I'm going to get injured, and then things like this. So I'll explain to them that, I explained to them that the way I run this thing is not just a brute force thing where I just run through, where people think that I think a lot of people have the conception. It's not a misconception, but it's a conception. Like they have the perception that you just run and your feet will get hardened. Yeah, and there might be a tough layer of skin to be able to take the shock of whatever you're stepping. So I guess this way could work also. Maybe it does happen in other countries where they walk around without shoes in the forest. But actually, I haven't seen it. I do not know. But for me, my feet are not. If you see, right, it's a bit black from yesterday's run. But there's no. It's not. It's actually quite smooth. No calluses, nothing. Yeah, really very smooth. The way I run is not based on brute force. I actually look at where to step, how I shift my weight. After almost all my runs, my feet are not rough. So it doesn't really get injured in that sense, or get rough and things.
Yeah.
That's what I try to tell them. They just acknowledge that I told them. So yeah, I hope that as time goes by, more people can understand how I view it. Yeah.
So this is something I can relate. Not in the context of barefoot running, but in other kinds of training. So yeah, I think most of the time, some people are just misinformed, and yeah, it takes some new information to possibly change their minds. Yeah. Okay, so now we have the last question, right? Is how do you advise others who want to train barefoot running?
Okay, for barefoot running, the one that I do in particular is actually for forest runs. So if you want to do running in a forest terrain, particularly that, a good place to start would be at MacRitchie Reservoir. If you're in Singapore, that is. So in MacRitchie Reservoir, on the left entrance, it's called the Zigzag Bridge entrance. A lot of people run there. That's one of the nicest place in Singapore to start, because it's one of the easiest to begin. There is mud paths, and it's not only is it easy, it actually has variations of terrain. So you don't only have mud, you only have sand. It varies. So you can have a feel of like the starting is a little bit rocky, and then you have mud, and then there's some places where there's tree branches like stacked on each other. Then you have to step on the tree branches, and then there's places where it's like flat rocks. So it's a varied terrain, yet it's not too sharp, not too much rocks that you just it's very painful and you cannot really continue. Less likely to get too badly injured. So it's a best place to start. Yeah, I would say if you all want to come and try, I can bring, and we can go there and try.
Okay, sounds very good. So yeah, if there's anyone who are interested in barefoot running, you can be sure to contact Murphy. Then yeah, he can share with you some of the tips of how to run barefoot better. All right. So I think that's all for this evening. That's all of the main questions that we have. So I hope that the information that we shared so far are beneficial for the viewers. To those who are interested in barefoot running. Yeah, you have learned something new, and yeah, this has benefited you in some ways. All right, so I think that's about it. So right before we end this video, right, Murphy, do you have any like last words that you'd like to share with the viewers?
Oh, okay. And so if anyone have ever thought about this, like they maybe you run barefoot outside on the roads or stuff, or even you're a trail runner running with shoes inside the forest, if you wanna try this out because it's like an interesting thing that you can cross over from your training, then you can. I actually welcome like please join me, and we can go together to try it out. yeah, can contact me through whatever links that maybe Glenn will post to your, yeah,
Okay.
then I will be very happy because up till now I haven't really had anyone who comes and join me for about a year already. I've been checking around, yeah. So please join me. Yeah.
Okay. For those of you who are interested, yeah, if you want to contact Murphy for informal kind of meetup to practice barefoot
Yeah.
runs, right? Then you can just let me know, and I can I can just give you some of the contact modes that you can use to reach out to Murphy to help you out. Yeah. Right. So that's all we have. Thanks for watching this video, and that's it.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.